Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I do. Once again, we are coming at you with another House of the Dragon recap, episode 8. Lot going on, lot to talk about, lot to unpack, and we're gonna do it here in a sec. And I was thinking about it, and I thought to myself, I think I should just go ahead and do this on Tuesday because there's a lot of people trying to do reviews on Monday or recaps on Monday and that kind of a thing, and I don't want to get caught in the shuffle, if that makes sense. So we're gonna give you our little rendition on Tuesday for the remainder of this season. Look for my House of the Dragon recaps on Tuesdays. Now, before we get off into it, I need y'all to do what you always do for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D-Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. And if you're going to leave a comment, leave a respectful comment. Same energy, same energy, same energy. If you digging what a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket, comment, like, subscribe, and share to the page. Share the page, share to the page, share, and share alike, as they used to say on the Little Rascals. Y'all know nothing about that. Anywho, House of the Dragon, episode 8. There was separation. There was machination, and there was super duper ultra mega shade thrown in this episode. Everybody was throwing shade at everybody. But let's talk about the fun stuff that went on in that episode. When that episode opens, we see Lord Vaemon, and Lord Vaemon is finding out that his brother Corlys, the ruler of Valerian, has received a fatal wound. This happens off screen, so we don't actually see Corlys get injured. Matter of fact, we don't even see Corlys at all in the entire episode. So, to satisfy you people that like seeing Lord Corlys, here is an image of Lord Corlys. Yeah, I liked him too. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? This is 275 years or 175, a long time before Game of Thrones. So yeah, Corlys is long since gone. But anywho, so the main issue, or at least one of the main issues in this episode, becomes who ascends to the Driftwood throne. Vaemon, I thought, would be a reasonable choice. And I looked at it like this. He might not rule too long, but he should and could hold it in the stead of his nephew, Lucerys. This becomes an issue of contention after a while because, as we all well know, Rhaenyra's two oldest children are not of Valerian or Targaryen blood. They are bastards! And if we skirted around the issue and kind of made reference or alluded to the fact that Rhaenyra had bastard children, not this episode, because when the issue of ascension comes up, there are all kinds of people vying for the Driftwood throne. You got Vaemon vying for the Driftwood throne. You got Rhaenys, Corlys's widow, who's on the throne in his stead. But now they're like, okay, a woman can hold it while the man's gone, but as far as a woman permanently having it, we don't know. Then, of course, there is Rhaenyra's child, Lucerys. And apparently it was understood that Corlys wanted his nephew to ascend to the throne. Okay, that'd be cool and fine in real life if he wasn't. Bastards! Yeah, that. And also a lot going on in this scene in this episode, because we see grown Aemon and grown Aegon, and they are definitely some little shits. But I think they are needed shits, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Everybody goes to King's Landing, and this is where the issue of who's going to take the Driftwood throne is discussed. But then enter King Viserys, who looks like a cross between the Phantom of the Opera, Jonah Hex, and a fucking White Walker. How did he drink stuff? He had a hole inside his face, just like Jonah Hex, man. I'm just like, how is he drinking stuff? And he's the worst he's been to date. I mean, he's literally falling apart and just crumbling, dying. I'm like, what in the hell sickness does he have that does that? Leprosy? That's the only thing. Leprosy is what it looks like, but I mean, it could be some fancy high fantasy disease. But at any rate, that song of Ice and Fire comes up pretty frequently, and it's something that the Targaryens know about, but not necessarily something that is common knowledge to everyone else, because apparently at the end of the episode, Viserys is just delirious, and he's to a point where he's so drugged with the poppy that there are moments when he's not even 100% sure who he's talking to. And so he might think he's talking to someone, and he's not. He's talking to somebody else. And so he's giving up vital information, which is what happened in this episode. But we'll get to that because that's towards the end. Back to the children. Also, no dragons in this episode. I did not like that. For a show called House of the Dragon, you must show a dragon at least once in every episode. And I ain't talking about the recap of last week or none of that crap. I'm talking about brand new, fresh episode. We need a damn dragon up in that piece. But anyway, the children at King's Landing. Aemon is showing everyone in practice what a nice warrior he has become over time, because he's sparring with Sir Criston and bests him, and then turns around to Lucerys and his little brother say, "Are y'all here to train?" And quite honestly, they need to be, because I don't know what Daemon doing over there with him, but he's obviously not training them to fight. They're pretty aggressive, but not so great in the skills department. So we're at this meeting. We finally get to this meeting, and instead of King Viserys being over the proceedings for the issue of who gets the Driftwood throne, bastards! Yes, that bastard of a hand, Otto Hightower. And so there's scheming going on. And if Otto Hightower is overseeing that process, then we know what Otto's going to do. Otto's going to make it advantageous to the Hightower. Otto's going to make that decision advantageous to his daughter, Allison. Okay? And probably what he would have planned to do was something unexpected. I don't know exactly what he would have planned to do. My thought process is he probably would have made Lord Vaemon the heir to the throne, because he's not going to pick a woman in Rhaenys, and he's definitely not going to pick any of those bastard kids to ascend to the throne. And so it'll be Vaemon until Vaemon can produce an heir. I think he does have kids, but that was probably Otto's plan. But magically, mystically, through the magic of poppies, Viserys makes it to the proceedings. Cool. Comes in with a cane, and it was nice to see good feelings, good emotion, caring shown towards Viserys from Daemon. And that's something we never saw at all, ever since he's been sick. Daemon just kind of looked at him like, and then I don't even know if it was caring or if it was pity, because everybody that looked at Viserys looked at him like, damn, he's, even, me and my wife were sitting watching it, and we both like, look at him. He looks like the Walking Dead, literally, but he makes it to the throne. He gets a little assistance from Daemon. His crown falls off. Daemon even puts it back on his head for him. That's what little brothers are for. But he is of the mind that it had already been decided that Lucerys was going to ascend to the throne. And on top of that, his sisters are going to marry their cousins. Nothing new with that. So Rhaenys' granddaughters were going to marry Rhaenyra's sons. That's not anything strange at this point, since in this world, incest is a given. Kissing and smashing relatives is a given. And so, no biggie. We understand that's what's going on. However, there's a lot of bickering, but Viserys is the one. He's like, my word is law, and that's the end of it. Alicent didn't like it, but she didn't say anything. Rhaenys didn't like it. She didn't say anything, but her and Rhaenyra had already made a little back alley deal where, I'll make you an offer, please, because Rhaenyra knows they getting ready to come down on her with both feet and a couple knees, and so she's got to have anybody be her ally in all of this, because she ain't got no allies. Okay, but daddy to the rescue, and he makes the decision that he felt he needed to make, because that's what he thought Lord Corlys's wishes were. Enter Lord Vaemon. He ain't liking that shit. And Vaemon's like, nah. And Rhaenyra's trying to argue, my children are of Valyrian blood. And Vaemon's like, here's Shade. I don't even think you know what Valyrian blood is. Should I cut my arm open and show you? That was shade thrown at her getting cut by Alicent with the Valyrian steel last week. Goodness gracious. Shade. Now, he gets mad at the king and he talks shit. He's like, fuck the king. You do your little messed up kingdom and your little nasty, filthy king. Basically, he had harsh words for the king. And he told him, I ain't gonna allow you to do this to me. He's saying, and you gonna put those children that are, and Daemon gave him a look and told him, like, say it. Go ahead and say it. And I was almost of the mind, okay, Daemon would have let it slide if he had just called them bastards. But instead, he went on not only to insult the children, but then he insulted Rhaenyra. He called her a whore. And that was the separation part. Damon decided he had enough and separated Vamon's head from his body because Viserys had said already earlier that if anyone had spoken ill of his daughter, he would have their tongue cut out. And he pulled a knife out to do it, but Daemon was like, "Nah, not necessary," and he cut off his head like right about here. So when he cut his head off and that fell off, the tongue was still there. So there we go, Daemon being Daemon, and that was cool. But Viserys said he wanted to have dinner with his family, but he wasn't feeling too good. You know, the illness was getting worse, and he's just whining and falling out, and people needing to hold him up and that kind of a thing. So somehow he manages to make it to dinner. And he makes it to dinner, and everybody's there, the grandkids, the kids, everybody's there, cousins, yeah, everybody's there, right? And Viserys is angry because this whole episode, everybody, it's obvious. It's been 6 years and everybody has been estranged. Nobody in Redstone's been talking to anybody in King's Landing or Valerian. They all just kind of been doing their own thing for the past 6 years. And then they come together. By the way, Rhaenyra is pregnant again. She ain't a whore. She may not be a whore, but she is definitely promiscuous as hell. But they're having dinner, and Viserys, you know, he kind of looks up at everybody and he's just like, why y'all like this? Why don't y'all be nice to each other? Why don't y'all show love to each other? Y'all are all family. We a family. You know, that's where Viserys was. And that's kind of how a lot of people are when they know they gon' kick, you know? And he kept, you know, he kept the faith. He hoping and praying his family's gonna get together. Yeah, let's get together. Blah, 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 blah. You know, and the kids start throwing shade at each other. You know, King's like, oh, let's have some music, you know, and Aegon even tells Lucerys, you know, oh, you finally gonna get some, you know, because Viserys made, you know, alluded to the fact that they were gonna be married and that he was marrying Princess Baena. And he said to him, you know, if you want me to, you know, show you, give you some pointers here and there, you know, and, you know, Viserys was getting mad. But here's the thing, Viserys and his brother can get as mad as they want, but them jokers can't fight. What you gonna do? You ain't got no hands. There ain't no conversation. Why are y'all? You get mad all you want, but he decided, oh, I'm gonna be slick with it. I'm gonna grab Aegon's wife and I'm gonna dance with her. And we gonna do our little dance thing. I think it was his wife, wasn't his wife? Because she was, you know, talking about when everybody's doing toast. She talking about, oh, it's not so bad. You know, they don't bother you that much. Only when they drunk. You know, and earlier in the episode, you know, Aegon's asleep drunk after raping one of the handmaidens, you know, and his mom finds out about it, and it's like, damn, boy, what is your problem? You know, he laying there butt naked. You know, she yanked the covers off of him, and we get like this shot of his butt crack, and I'm just like, don't nobody want to see that. But anyways, the king, he's sick again. And so they have to take him out. And soon as he leaves, that's when Lucerys has a pig, a roasted pig brought in to Aemon, which was another more shade being thrown for back when he was a little kid and he couldn't master a dragon. And so they gave him a pig with wings on. And so he was like, final toast, bitches. You know, and he stands up with his eye patch doing his best, you know what I'm saying, Nick Fury impression. And he's like, to my nephews. You know what I'm saying? And he's like strong and wise. You know what I'm saying? Shade, I'm being sarcastic. You're strong and wise. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what you trying to say? You trying to say we weak? You trying to say we weak? You know, and Lucerys throws a punch at Aemon. Wow, hits him in the jaw. He don't move. I'm like, damn, Lucerys is weak as fuck. And you know, Aemon didn't even want to squab with him. He just took him and mushed him like, punk, you ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? And Aegon's over there banging the other little brother's head on the desk, on the dinner table. I'm like, boy, y'all better leave them full-blooded Targaryens alone. They got game for you, you know? And then we see Aemon and Daemon kind of look at each other, kind of square off, you know, and they're looking at each other. And Aemon's attitude and demeanor about the entire situation reminded us very much of how Daemon acts sometimes in certain situations like that, where he's just like, I don't give a shit about authority. I don't care nothing about none of that. You know, and then the final scene of this episode is, you know, Viserys laying in the bed and Alicent's tending to him. And again, he tells her, you know, the story of Fire and Ice, and the one king who was promised was Aegon. But Viserys thinks he's talking to Rhaenyra and tells Alicent, it's you that is going to unite everything. Alicent didn't like that. And he's reaching out for her and he's croaking, and she just walks off because she like, I got some plotting and planning to do. It's finna go down. Now, I was of the mind, you know, like I was going to side with, you know, Daemon and Rhaenyra, but it's like Rhaenyra is, in modern times, Rhaenyra wouldn't be an issue. But because she's promiscuous and she's trying to act and move like a man during hella chauvinistic times, the odds are stacked against you. And that's why Rhaenyra and Daemon are finding themselves in a situation where strategically their backs are up against the wall. Alicent has the upper hand. She got Aemon and Aegon, and those little bastards are vicious, and I'm pretty sure Aemon can't wait to get some clap back over his eye. I think these last 2 episodes are going to be telling. What do y'all think? Are y'all enjoying House of the Dragon? If not, you need to sit your butt down and start watching it. Are you enjoying my recaps? If you are, drop it in the comments. And as always, I will be coming at y'all with another recap. Episode 9. We almost there. 10 episodes. But until then, y'all be good. Be good to each other.